to Just Ask Mrs. Hurlbut. I'm Mrs. Hurlbut, in case you forgot. This is, believe it or not, episode 30. And I'm so happy to tell you that I have a special guest with me today. This is Tay, and Tay is a former student of mine, or alumnus, I should say. So I think it's super exciting to have somebody that actually sat in my class for 2 semesters, I think.
2 years, actually.
Yeah,
I had
2
you
semesters.
the year before, too.
So I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but we're going to find out.
It's a great thing.
So I want to turn it over to Tay and have her introduce herself. And then I might just ask you some questions because really I want to keep in mind who our audience is. And you're actually living what so many of them are thinking about or about to set out to do. So Tay, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Tay. I'm 19. I'm a sophomore in college. I moved far from home, which was the first time I had really been away from my family for that long. And it was a huge adjustment, but I'm really happy and I was able to figure it all out. So, yeah.
Well, welcome home.
Thank you.
So, Tay, tell me what your experience was like adjusting to life on your own for the first time ever on a college campus in a new state.
Well, I always felt like I was pretty independent growing up, but I had never just been away from people that I knew. I mean, I had been places without my family, but if I wasn't with my family, I was with super close family friends. And I went to a high school where I went to the same middle school and I knew the same people for a really long time. And I always thought of myself as an extrovert and social, but I really hadn't.
She is.
Thank you. I really hadn't had to like put myself out there in a really long time and really use those skills to just start super fresh and new.
Anybody you know go with you?
I did know one girl who went to my high school, and we're friends, but we were never like best friends, but it was nice to know someone that I could lean on to.
And no family where you were going?
No.
Okay.
No. But it was scary for sure. I remember when my parents left me for the first time and I was just like laying in my dorm room bed and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is real. It was super scary. I did end up like joining a sorority, which was helpful in making friends, but it was not a rocky start, but it was just scary and intimidating because I have amazing friends at home that will be my bridesmaids in my wedding, and it was just
the bar.
Yes, exactly. Like my expectations were high and I was scared just not having any like mutual friends, like really starting fresh, that I wasn't going to be able to have something like that. But it ended up working out really well because I would meet people and who were great and who I still love, but I knew they weren't my people because I had such high expectations and such amazing people around me growing up that I just kept looking, and it taught me not to settle for certain people. And even though maybe I met some people that were great in the beginning, but then I would take those people and we'd branch out together, and then we would create, now we have like a group of like 14 girls. That's awesome. That like seriously, it's all love, no drama, which is sometimes scary when it's a big group, but I feel like I knew what I was looking for. I would be like, would my friends from home love these girls as much as I do? I can't wait for everyone to meet each other, but it was definitely like, for me, I need good people around me to thrive in a place. So and even though like I am independent, I can't just lean on myself because I will get in my head and stress out. But
I want to back up to something you said.
Yes.
You said no drama.
No drama.
Did y'all hear that? It does exist.
Yes.
So good for you.
Yes.
That's really hard to do.
Yeah.
Let me just also ask you, did you have any roommates your first? This is your second year, correct?
Yes.
So did you have any roommates your first year?
Yes. I had one roommate who...
That you made arrangements with over the summer?
Yes. We met on Instagram, and I had kind of committed a little later than... at least a lot of people at my school. Like I'm talked to my friends now and they're like, I committed back like in October and I committed in like May. It's like, oh my gosh. So everyone really like had roommates, and this one girl reached out to me and I was just like, perfect. Like, let's do it. She was a dancer. I was a dancer. Great girl. I wouldn't say we were like super close, but we were great friends. It was nice that we weren't in the same circle.
I agree.
I did consider her, like, I told her everything I told my friends, but if I needed advice about something or I was going through something that I didn't really want to tell the circle that I was in because it was about them or something, just needing advice, it was always great to go to her and just, we could talk to each other about our close-knit circle without it getting back to anyone and just getting, like, nothing bad, just sometimes you need advice from someone who's separate from
Yeah, I
the
agree.
situation.
That's the best kind of roommate to
Mhm.
have.
I
I'm assuming
totally
you're not
agree.
living with her now.
No,
But you probably are
we still talk
Yeah,
a
each
lot,
other's
yeah.
sounding boards, and
Mhm.
there's no expectation. No
No.
one feels left out.
No.
That's perfect.
Yes, and it was great. Yeah, great situation.
So how long were you there freshman year before you came home for the first time?
I got there in the beginning of August, and I came home in November for Thanksgiving, which was, I remember being at school because I had to do rush, which was like a week before, and then it was like the first week of school, maybe 2 weeks of school, and then Labor Day, and everyone goes home for Labor Day, and I could not go home, and I didn't really have a close enough friend yet to just go with them.
Yeah.
And I don't think I left my room. I literally stayed in my room for, it
stayed
was so
by
sad.
yourself?
It was horrible.
Okay, I would not recommend that.
No, don't do that. I was still figuring it all out.
Labor Day is so early.
I know. And a lot of people, because I go to a big state school, so a lot of people are either in state or a bordering state, so they all just drive home. And it was just so early that I didn't really like know anyone, especially coming from so far. I didn't have like a lot of people that I'm friends with have probably everyone, not everyone, but there's a lot of people who I'm friends with now that came here with people from their high school. So
And they were not nearly as far away from home as you
exactly. I knew some people that were far from home. I don't know what they did, but
there was nobody else around but you.
no. I didn't go outside. There was like a dining hall attached to my dorm, and I would just go and then come back.
Oh
It was
my
so sad.
goodness. Was there ever a time last year especially where you found yourself second guessing your choice?
Honestly, no.
Oh,
I wish I had like a really good
most people
story.
say they have a moment where they were like, did I make a big mistake?
I mean, if I was maybe either that, like being all alone, like I just didn't like that, because I tend to sometimes like I'll separate myself and then it's not good for me, but I maybe like beginning first week when I just like didn't have my people, because I also I was either going to go to this school, which was farther from home, or somewhere really close that I got into, and I had a lot of friends that went there, and so thinking about that,
and they're all thriving,
and like have people to lean on. Honestly, like even when I would come home for Thanksgiving or when I would visit them, I would be kind of like, before I go, like, oh, maybe I should have done this, like not in a way that I didn't like what I had,
right? But isn't that how life is?
Yes,
life is full of choices, and we never are 100% sure. What might be 100% sure of the choice that we made, but we're never 100% sure about the choice we did make.
And you start to think about like all the
what ifs. Yeah, exactly.
And I had so much fun visiting them, but ultimately I was like, there were things I went back and I remembered why I did what I did and the goals I had, instead of just like following what was more familiar and just what I had always like wanted and dreamed of.
Good. And the further away you get from that, the more confident you are in that decision.
Yes,
too.
exactly.
So how do you compare last year to this year?
Last year, I definitely was figuring everything out. I didn't really know my way around, didn't really know the social norms, just kind of, I don't know, for me at least, I was just experiencing things, learning from mistakes, just kind of going through all the steps. But being
open to it.
Yes.
Which is great.
Yes. And I honestly, I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. Like,
do most people live on campus freshman year only?
No. So sorry. Everyone lives freshman year, sophomore year. A lot of people do too. There's like apartments too that are really close to campus. So in my mind, that's like on campus, but it's technically not. But like,
but there's a lot of campuses where you're forced off campus
sooner
than you'd like to be.
Oh, we're not. I don't even.
Oh, nice.
I don't even think. I don't know if you ever are forced off ever. Because there were
That's
people
good.
in my dorm freshman year who were like seniors or juniors.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So how many roommates do you have now?
Just one.
Oh, nice.
But I'm in my sorority house, so it's actually
you're in
80
the
girls.
house.
So, yeah.
Oh my goodness. And is that where you'll stay for the remaining years?
Oh no, just the
I
rest
didn't do
of
the
this
Greek
year.
system, so that's all Greek to
It's,
me.
yeah. It's a lot for us at least. It's different everywhere, but for our sorority and honestly like everywhere on campus for us, it's like sophomore year you live in. You don't have to, but a lot of people will, and then junior year, like I have an apartment next year.
All ready to go.
Yes.
Because you got to reserve.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's really fun. It's like a sleepover every day.
I bet. So what advice would you give to girls, especially, because that's what your experience is, about the Greek system? Because again, it didn't even exist where I went to school. And I've heard stories from my own children, the good, the bad, the ugly.
Yes.
So what's making it work so well for you? Like, what would you recommend to somebody thinking about it?
So going through, for me, I was lucky because my mom had done it. My sister had gone through it. So I kind of knew what I was doing, or just like I knew what I was getting into. Couldn't expect anything that was going to happen actually during Rush, but I knew what it was all about. It gets tough for people because for us, we had like a video, you send in a video and then they either pick you or say no to you based on your video.
And you send the video to the sororities that you're interested in?
You send them to all of them.
Oh, you do?
And so it's like a mutual picking system. So like you pick your top 10 out of, I think there's 14 or 15. And you like say no to 4. And then it all just kind of like if you say no to 1, but someone you said yes to said no to you, then that one goes in, and it's just kind of like a thing. But it's always rough when you like sit in the room and you get your houses back for each round, and like you don't like, especially the first round, you don't like feeling rejected after a video.
Yeah, that's the part that bothers me.
Yeah, same. And I mean that you are asked questions, but it's kind of hard when you're not actually like face to face, and that always is a little tough. But actually going to the houses after that is really fun. And what's most important to think about is you can only have one in the end. If you get half the amount you can back, it's not a big deal because there's only one place you can pick,
right? And
that's going to be your home. So I always was thinking about that, and just also I had no idea like what was like the best house or the worst house because I knew nothing about the school. So going in honestly with an open mind is super important too, where you actually want to see yourself, the girls you talk to, who you want to be like, where you feel the most comfortable and like appreciated. I ended up like going to the place where I felt like I was seen, and they were like, you clearly like wanted me, and that made me want them too.
That was my next question, is how did you feel as though you were being evaluated as a whole person?
Well, at least so our first round was about philanthropy, and I'm super passionate about philanthropy. And a lot through middle school and high school I did a lot of different things, and I ended up, the house I'm in is, I've done it's breast cancer research and breast cancer education and awareness. And I hadn't really like done too much with that, but my biggest thing was I could feel how much the girls were so passionate about it and serious about it, and actually did so many events to help the philanthropy. Like everyone on campus like knows what our philanthropy is because we kind of
but that's what drew you into them.
Yes.
And I didn't vice versa.
Yes. And I didn't have a super personal connection, but just like seeing how much everyone was like affected by it and cared about it, even if they don't have a personal connection either, really was inspiring to me. And I would talk to them about what I did and the work I've done in my life for philanthropies, and they appreciated that. And what I really liked was I would tell them something and they would be like, oh, we have a position that we think, not offering me the position, but kind of like, oh, you would do so good in this role.
Right,
like,
but they're also hearing your voice. That's awesome.
Yes, so I appreciated that too.
Okay, so I'm going to back up now.
Yes.
And I want to ask you, how your experience in mostly our vocations class, which is the class I teach to second semester seniors, what well, first of all, I totally forgot to mention what brought us back together.
Yes, yeah.
Was one of the things I teach about to my students. I teach them about something called the Newman Center. If you go to a big public school and you're Catholic, or even just looking for any kind of a connection to a faith organization, the Newman Center is a wonderful place to go on campus where you can find your community inside your community. And so Tay sent me a picture of herself receiving ashes on Ash Wednesday.
I was like, guys, we can go to the Newman Center. It was like so ingrained in my brain because everyone, I don't know, I had a lot of friends that wanted to go to the service, and I was like, where's the Newman Center? I know it exists. So it was literally right, like smack. It was like 5 minutes.
I always tell you guys, it's gonna be close.
It's so close. And it was
so that's one thing you obviously took away. But is there anything that stands out to you looking back that, that was something that really resonated with me, or that's something I've applied directly in the last 18 months?
For sure. I feel like when we learned about the single life and living your single life with intention, I really didn't, I mean, I knew that I wanted to do that, but I felt like I was kind of stuck in a place where I didn't know how. And I know living your single life is until you're not married, but I was in a high school relationship, and I felt like I was I feel like the most important part was like learning to base your happiness on yourself. And I feel like I wish I had learned that before so that I could, I don't know, be better with myself, be better in my own relationships. But once I went to college and I was single.
I brought that knowledge with you.
Yes, exactly. And I learned the importance of like loving myself first, learning so much about myself even just in this year and a half.
I bet.
That like what my goals are, who I want to be, just kind of like having my alone time and
laying the foundation,
focusing on my friends, school, new hobbies, making memories. Also, a really important thing is I've learned about like boundaries and expectations and kind of just protecting my peace, protecting my heart. I feel like I wouldn't change anything about my past. I think that the only thing it's done is made me learn.
Absolutely.
And for going forward in future relationship, but yeah, I feel like it's hard in college sometimes because someone will show interest in you and you kind of just want to go for it because you're like, I don't know, it's a weird time. Everyone's kind of all over the place, which I've learned, but it's important to know what your own boundaries are, and they're different for everyone. Like all my friends, we're all different. But it's important that you learn what you want, even if it's, you have to slip up every once in a while to learn about it. Just so that you don't have to get hurt later in the process.
Yeah. Do you find yourself offering these lessons to other people? Like, are you witnessing girlfriends fall into the trap that our course taught us to not either to avoid or to get out of?
Yes, a lot of like, I'm sure everyone knows about like situationships and talking stages. I know.
Q&A on that a couple weeks ago.
yes, and so there's a lot of that. I do have friends with boyfriends, and my friends with boyfriends are actually doing great, and I love them, and they're so nice. But there are a lot of situationships, talking stages where it's hard and
it's vague and it's confusing.
Yeah, so confusing. And I'm there to give them advice. A lot of the times I try not to make them feel bad about it because you're young, you're allowed to go back to the guy you're not supposed to go back to, but not over and over again to where it becomes a pattern.
Right.
And there's a lot of just like realizations that I come to with my friends where they're like, wait, like I feel so much more free now. I don't have to worry about him again. Like I got my closure. I did what I needed to do. And again, it's like different for everyone. Like sometimes you gotta do something or go back and get your closure to actually know what you want. Some people just never want to talk again, but I think that just talking, I mean, I try to give as much advice as I can, but really like figuring out what they want to do, what's going to help them is what's, I guess, the key to
The
it.
fact that you've said it more than once, everybody's different.
Yeah.
As a friend, you come to the table in that conversation
Yeah.
knowing that your way isn't,
Mhm.
isn't necessarily the best way. It's what worked
Yeah.
for you.
And sometimes there's nothing you can really say to get someone out of a situation. Not like I'm not talking like a super bad situation, but I don't know, it's just something they shouldn't be doing. They kind of got to figure it out for themselves. But you can be there for them to talk to, give your advice to. And like I'm learning through them. I mean, like we're all kind of in the same circle,
Of
so like I know who
course.
these people are. It's fun though. I mean, I love like being there for my friends and
That's awesome.
learning about it all.
Well, you
and-
said two of the biggest things that I taught all year.
Yes.
And that's intentionality and
Mhm.
boundaries.
Yes.
So
Yes.
huge.
Yes, and I think I'm know I can learn more, but I definitely feel like taking time for myself and just focusing on what I love to do and what I love about myself and what I value has been like really important for getting into a relationship in the future so that it's like
You're preparing,
healthy. Yeah.
preparing your heart.
No, it's
Not just starting
really actually very useful,
It
and I
really
recommend.
is.
So yeah.
So, if you had a 5-year plan when you were a senior in high school,
Oh my gosh.
how is it looking so far?
Good. I think it's looking good. I mean, right now, I'm kind of starting. I feel like my freshman year of college, I was just kind of getting used to everything. And now I'm trying to get into like my major more and trying to learn about different opportunities.
Do you have a handle on where you think you might be geographically? Like, will you come home? Will you keep pushing further across the country?
I feel like I could either, I mean, I would love to come home because I love it here, but I also have a lot of friends now in like Chicago. I've always loved like New York. I want to be in a big city.
But that's the
essentially.
beauty of going away is now
Yeah.
your circle has just expanded
Yes.
and there's so many opportunities waiting for
Mhm.
you.
Yeah,
And that's
for
the
sure.
beautiful thing is you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I know. I'm so
This
excited.
is the time to do it.
It's scary, but also I feel like as I go, I mean, like I love college. I don't want it to end right now. Obviously, I'm a sophomore, but I am getting older and kind of being like, oh, I'm excited for next year when I have to cook my own meals in my apartment, and then it's
Right.
gonna be like I'm excited for when
Start
I like have a
applying
whole
for-
job
By
and like
applying for jobs.
yeah. So I feel like it's just slowly becoming oh, that's not that scary. So I just am moving through the steps and not trying to freak out and just appreciating the time I'm in right now, but also wanting to prepare for the future
Yeah.
without honing in too
Right. You
much.
don't want to dwell too much on the
Yeah.
future and you don't want to dwell too much on the
Yeah.
present. So I think you have a really nice balance.
Yes.
And when we talk about this as seniors in high school, my students sometimes look at me like, you're talking about another lifetime.
Yeah.
And now here you are.
Oh yeah.
It's
It's
a year-
fast.
only a year and a half,
I
and
know.
now it's very much on the horizon.
Yes, and like the amount of change you can go through in a year and a half is
It's remarkable.
crazy. Yeah.
And
In a different
beautiful.
way. Yeah.
I remember saying that as I say goodbye to all you guys.
Yeah.
I'm like, 6 months from now, 3 months from now, your life's going to be totally
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Okay, so any final thoughts that you want to remember, share, suggest to anybody
know.
out there who's your age, maybe a little younger, maybe a little
Yeah,
older?
I'm trying to think of like pre-college and what I would tell
It's a
myself.
lifetime ago.
I know.
You know, I can't do
I
that.
just-
Would
yeah.
you tell your 18-year-old self? Yeah,
I know.
it's too
I know.
soon.
I really was not that long ago. But I would just say I don't know, a new chapter can be super scary, but just being okay with new experiences and making mistakes. Like I was always really scared to just like do something wrong and learn from it, but the more I did that, the more I realized it was okay. Just as long as you're still like protecting yourself, it's okay to learn from something even if it wasn't the best situation. And yeah, just taking time to like learn about yourself, especially in college, is so important. Not like rushing into anything. I think that this time period right now is really important and really shaping. It's even like 20s, I feel like is very the defining decade, I remember.
Yes. More on that.
Yes. Yeah, I feel like you just need to, I don't know,
You also
reflect
need to
about
balance.
yourself.
You also balance schoolwork with socializing, right?
Yeah, that was hard.
I always tell my seniors, there's not going to be anybody there telling you to get up each day.
No.
Or calling you in calling your parents because you're late to school.
Oh, no. And
you got to be
college
accountable.
professors don't really care sometimes. you can sleep through an exam and say you're sick and they don't care. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, that's definitely a big thing I had to learn. That came from some mistakes. Just like, oh, I slept through this class. I was up too late.
Accountability is everything. Yes. And then maybe by sophomore year, maybe don't sign up for the 8 a.m.
Oh,
classes.
Yeah, you will learn where to put those in your schedule after a year and if you need to, but...
Yeah, 1 year of college and you'll be a pro.
Yeah,
college.
Pro. Super, yeah.
Well, Tay, it's an absolute pleasure having you here. I could talk to you all day.
Me too.
If you have any questions, any comments, please, please, please don't hesitate to reach out. You know what to do. I don't have Lucy here to tell you where to check, but you all can figure it out. Thanks again.
Of course.
And I will stay in touch for sure.
Yes.
And I'll see you all soon. Bye.